to wrap up my 6 Halloween reviews for this month, despite with the other 5 videos being fan figurines and a Generation 5 predictions video, I'm gonna be talking about We Bear Bears Charlie's Halloween thing. Yeah. I really think that this is the second time that I've done this where I wrap up my month of reviews with We Bear Bears. And it's during the holiday, just like Christmas of last year. But then again, I literally want to actually review these episodes in a way that I actually want to express my opinions involving We Bear Bears while also wrapping up everything. So anyway, here's my review of Charlie's Halloween thing. It starts off with Charlie completely telling the two stories of three bears buying 3 dolls that Panda bought that come to life, while the other story involves Charlie becoming a were-bear, if that's the words from Grizz. And that's really all I have to say about the plot. I really think that what they're trying to do in this is literally trying to have a homage of the teddy bears the dolls coming to life and having a human turn into a monster. I feel like they had some ideas by turning these two plots into their own separate episodes, but they probably didn't know what to do with them, so that they had to combine those two plots into this 11-minute episode. You would think I would go against this episode for the one time, but at the same time, they really did what they could, because since that We Bear Bears is a slice of life, it doesn't take anything seriously, and whenever they do these types of episodes, they really make these plots really enjoyable to watch. Well, Grizz came up with the idea by pulling the hair or fur and putting them in the heart and placing them inside the doll's chest. It would make the... Ignore that mute thing, I did what I could. The dolls automatically have voicemails, but apparently they say the things that the bears don't usually do, and I really have to admit that it's something that they'll probably do by saying them back. But apparently they got out of the box and they're threatening to attack the 3 main characters. I honestly found this part of the episode really entertaining by seeing 3 teddy bears attacking the 3 main characters. I'm not being very aggressive at this or demented. It's the fact of how they're trying to make these cute dolls into serious animal killers. But that's really not what they do in this episode, what they actually do by attacking the bears. But at the same time, I really completely enjoyed this bit so much, to the point that it really makes this episode a lot more entertaining by seeing the 3 bears get into these shenanigans that they unintentionally got themselves in. Because, like I mentioned, they put the piece of hair or fur into the heart, which causes the dolls to actually be serial killers. And this is inspiration from the classic Halloween movies, where during moments of it, a doll comes to life and it causes noise while also attacks the main characters. That really is something that I actually kind of like during Halloween, despite the fact that I'm not into Halloween that much. And what they're trying to do on just trying to attack the bears is honestly mostly entertaining in how it's executed. And then when they completely discover the weakness by melting the heart in order to kill them forever, yeah, I honestly think that's pretty, really brutal to have kids see this, despite the fact that they're dolls. But at the same time, it's literally the only way that they need to do. Besides, when they kill the dolls, this leads to Ice Bear completely destroying Panda's computer, because the Shattered Heart was on his computer and he doesn't want to take any chances. Domestic technology violence is something that I don't usually enjoy, but at the same time, for how it's executed in this episode, in the situation that the bears are in, I really have to admit that's actually kind of fun. That's actually kind of funny. But as they completely kill off most of the dolls, they completely take the hearts off of the dolls and destroy them, they throw the dolls away. Then Rachel taps the wives with her own doll, which also comes to life since that she put her hair into them, which leads to the same scenario that the Bells were in throughout the majority of the first half of this episode. Which is actually kind of a clever way since that most Halloween episodes or horror episodes end off with the characters in this situation. As for that, it ends off, which leads to our second plot of this episode involving Chloe becoming a whale bear. So, it all starts off well. Grizz wants ice cream from Chloe, which she doesn't want to since that she was constantly getting picked on at school for being intelligent than the other students. Really goes to show that even in high school, even when you're way ahead of your time, you will still get fun of no matter what. But when Grizzly took the ice cream from Chloe, he accidentally bites on Chloe's arm, which leads to the whale bear part of this episode where she turns into a whale bear. She decided to rush back home, and then she tried to completely disguise herself in school while wearing a hood, but unfortunately she got caught, but she actually gets more attention, which made her teacher really suspicious. As for Chloe herself, she's getting the attention since that she's becoming adorable and also becoming a whale bear. But then things get a lot more worse when the effect gets a lot more worse the more she turns into a whale bear. I honestly think that the fact that Grizzly mentions that he was the one who turned Chloe into a whale bear, I will probably avoid on being a whale bear just like Chloe, because as far as I'm concerned, from what this plot is trying to do, I honestly think they pretty much did this ideal involving a character becoming a really vicious animal, and there's no way to turn him back. You will probably stay away from Grizzly during the Halloween season, because this really changed Chloe a lot, starting to use herself. But then her teacher decided to stop her. But then when she completely learns that Chloe was actually a whale bear instead of a werewolf, she completely leaves because there was nothing that she can do to fix the situation. Besides, the reference that she's trying to do, I do actually found it really good, despite the fact that I'm not into despite the fact that I don't know much about the reference. But at the same time, her costume really goes to show that she actually does have a purpose on stopping Chloe, even though that there's nothing that she can do. So when Chloe is dealing with a situation that she has fully turned into a bear, and the fact that she cannot go to school, the bears decide to teach her decide to do school with her, which doesn't usually work whatsoever since, well, she isn't like the other bears and she lost her ability to talk. And that's the second plot of this episode. The bits where Charlie completely tells the two stories in front of trick-or-treaters when they run away and he's happy to get the cane from them, that's actually kind of amusing. It's actually kind of good to have Charlie be the narrator, because as much as I mostly enjoy his appearances in the Christmas Parties episodes and what he did to help the Bears escape from getting arrested from the We Bare Bears movie, and his appearance from the Hurricane Hall episodes, I honestly think that he's basically one of the best side characters I like from this cartoon. Because when it comes to the plot of these two, because when it comes to the two plots of this episode, it's really entertaining to actually see the Bells get into the situation where the dolls are about to murder them, even though it was mostly the fact that the hearts are the reasons onto why they're coming to life. But this is during the Halloween season, and I honestly think that in a cartoon, anything is possible during the Halloween season. And then when we actually reach the second part to this episode where we see Chloe turn to a whale bear, I really actually found this a lot more enjoyable because instead of turning into a werewolf or a vampire, Chloe turns into a whale bear, which is the words from Grizzly the Bear, or Grizz for short. I really found that really enjoyable and actually see how she has to deal with the fact that she's getting popular, but as the episode continues, she gets worse and worse by attacking people while also using her voice and mind. In my opinion, that's probably one of the moments that I actually found Chloe really enjoyable in this. Because when she completely turned herself into a bear, there was literally nothing that the other characters can do. Other than the fact that the off-screen stuff happens and we see Chloe being back to normal. But then again, that's just basically what every other cartoon usually does. In some ways that I get frustrated, but in ways like this, I can easily forgive. So that's my review on Charlie's Halloween Thing. Really enjoyed it, and I am going to be reviewing Charlie's Halloween Thing 2 next year, along with other Halloween episodes and horror episodes that might come in mind for next year's Halloween schedule, or October schedule. I give this episode an 8.25 out of 10. Anyway, that's all 6 of my Halloween reviews for this month. I hope you subscribers enjoy it, and what I have in store for my November schedule that I'm going to be uploading on the day of Halloween, you're going to be looking forward to what I have in store, because all I can say is that it's going to be mainly reviews with only one analysis video, and it's going to be all on cartoons. If you saw one of my playlists, and one of those videos were uploaded in the month of November, you probably know what month it is, because it's going to be returning after 3 long years. I'm Lonely Fanboy 48 here, and I'll see you guys next time, and have yourself a happy Halloween.